Hi, everybody. It's Yvonne DeVita with another Scratchins and Sniffins Out Loud. And today we have Dr. Grace and Dr. Larry with us, and we're going to talk about diabetes. I'm very interested in hearing about this. Is this a lifelong problem, and how can I, as a pet owner, manage that? Do I manage it at home, or do I take them into the vet every week?
You manage it at home, but early on in the management, your veterinarian will work very closely with you. First of all, your pet will probably be hospitalized for a few days so that they can become regulated on their insulin. And then you will go in frequently after that, probably weekly, to get rechecks. And then as your veterinarian is pretty comfortable that your pet is stable, then you can prolong the time between visits. But there are things that you can look for, too, while you're home. Make sure your pet is eating. And with cats, we have a neat little tool that will detect sugar in the urine. So with human diabetics, they have a little stick that they'll use to test their urine.
Right. Mm-hmm.
With cats, it looks like confetti, and you mix it with the kitty litter.
Wow.
And so if sugar is coming through in the urine, it will actually change colors depending upon how much sugar is coming through. It's a way for you to monitor your cat at home very easily and then call your vet and report the level of sugar. It's called Glucotest.
Yeah, we did not have that back in the day.
That's actually a Purina product, isn't it, Grace?
Yes, it is. It is a Purina product. It's only sold through your veterinarian.
Mm-hmm.
But it's great because a lot of times when your pet's first diagnosed, it's pretty scary, and you're not sure if you're doing the right thing at home.
Yep.
This is a tool for you to be able to check it on a daily basis and report back to your veterinarian. And then if he or she feels there's a need, then you can bring your pet in and do a blood check.
When we were treating cats back at the cat doctor, and we didn't have anything as wonderful as that, I do know, and I remember that some of the pet owners were very concerned, as you should be, but a little bit nervous. They didn't want to treat the cats, and so sometimes they would bring them in and we would treat them there. It's helpful to know that veterinary medicine has advanced to the point that these things are easy for us pet parents and pet owners to take care of.
And diet is a very, very important part of the management of diabetes. It helps dogs when they're on that special diet. And on cats, diet is so important that there are actually some cats that can go off of insulin when they're on the right diet, just like some people with the type 2 diabetes can go off of insulin.
Yeah, even with type 1 diabetic dogs, you can decrease the amount of insulin by feeding them appropriately. You know, when you're feeding them complex carbohydrates and you're getting a very gradual rise in blood glucose, you can decrease the amount of insulin that you have to give them every day if you feed them correctly and feed them the right type of diet.
Well, I think this has been extremely helpful for me. I hope it's been helpful for the listeners of our podcast. And if anyone has questions, any further questions about their cat or dog and diabetes, we hope you'll leave us a comment in the comment section, and Dr. Grace and Dr. Larry will follow up on that. So do we have anything further to add, Dr. Grace or Dr. Larry?
You know, I'd like to add one thing. Grace has a website. What is it called, Grace?
It's called PurinaVeterinaryDiet.com.
Okay, and that's a resource for me. I go there all the time, but it's a resource for consumers, too, because they can go look at these different types of therapeutic diet, and it gives a brief description of what that diet is and what it does and how it might help in a certain situation. And it's pretty easy to understand, and I would encourage people, if they're interested in the dietary management of certain diseases, to go take a look at that site and see what's available.
You know, Larry, I'm glad you brought that up because we actually have a video that you can get to on that site, and we did it in partnership with Cornell Feline Health Center, and it's on caring for your diabetic cat. So it goes into everything from how to give insulin injections to the proper diet, feed your cat. So look that up on the site. It'd probably be under DM, which is our diabetes diet.
Thank you for your time today, Dr. Grace and Dr. Larry, and we will do this again soon.
Okay, Yvonne.